So today I'm going to give you some detailed information about our systems, especially about fast and advanced modes. So because our dealers are not very well on this, as we have discussed, so I'm going to try to distinguish these features very precisely or clearly today. I hope you will enjoy it. This presentation is based on the 3.1.5 version on a just a second again system. Can you hear me?
Yes.
System logged me out, it says, but okay, if it is so, no problem. So then we can continue with the fast mode screen, if you like. As it is known by everybody, I think, this is the first screen we will see in our tablets when we install our system. So it's clearly seeing that the first screen is very clear, actually. It's so understandable. So when you look at the left side, there's only guidance line button here, because in fast mode we can create only guidance lines depending on the date and the field. So how it looks like in the operational mode actually is like this. This is the operation mode for the fast mode actually after initialized. As you can see, there are some buttons, not much. So if you would like to record, you need to press the button number 1. That means the total area or the task done have been colorized by 2 different colors, which is if it's manual mode recording, that is blue. If it is auto steering mode, then it will be colored as gray. So at the end of the field or headland, you can stop and continue your task again. So this is very basic, so understandable. And when we go to the advanced mode, actually, at the first screen, it's clearer than the fast one, but there are many details on the task button under that. So when you look at the both screens, you will realize that actually, if you see the tasks icon on the left-hand side, this is advanced mode, or otherwise it's fast mode. If you see the guidance lines and the direct buttons for starting. For the advanced mode operational screen appearance is like this. You can see there are many numerous drawings. So we will go into details later. So, but on the other hand, we have many features for the advanced mode. So depending on the need of your farmer, so they can choose one of them. But in order to get the advanced mode, you have to buy or purchase an advanced code from the dealer. The advanced code, after purchased, it should be go to the settings, and then under the system settings, you will find mode selection screen. In there, you will see that such a screen that it is by default marked in fast mode. After activation on the right hand side, as you see, the advanced mode will be activated, and then you will pay once and use it forever, your advanced mode. Even you will switch between fast mode and advanced mode as well. But on the other hand, if you activate advanced mode, you cannot remove it anymore. That means that screen or that tablet will always have these functions because it's a paid feature. So if we summarize or look at the same features of both modes, we can say that we can create straight and curved guidance lines in both modes. Even we can translate the guidance lines and synchronize. Terrain compensation, edge alerting, and depending on the angle sensor, which is Hall sensor, we will have ultra low speed. And in these two modes, we have also area metering and NMA options as well. If these features are okay for the farmer, then it's better to use in fast mode. But on the other hand, what are the differences are like this. If they want to manage their fields, if they want to continue their task later on, and if they want to use the U-turn, or they can create, they may want to create implements or records, and they may use later, and even they may use in their fields that the pivot guidance lines. These are the functions for the advanced mode. So that means actually very detailed information can be stored or recorded in the advanced mode and later be used by the farmer. So let's go to the menu appearance for the advanced mode. Basically, on the left-hand side, we will say that we will see the task icon, but we can go to the settings and we will see extra two more sub-menu there. First one is the advanced functions. The second one is the implement information. So under advanced function, you will see a U-turn. I will give you a live view from my screen later at the end of the presentation as well. And the second one is the implement information, where a farmer can store or record their implements up to 10 units. So in advanced mode, the field management screen is shown like this. So we have 4 different steps on this. That is, we can record fields, tasks, and dependent boundaries and guidance lines as well. On the fast mode, we can only create guidance lines. So as I told you that in advanced mode, we will see a U-turn functionality as well. And we should enable this one by creating at least one implement after entering the correct values to the vehicle information. Here, it's very important that to understand how to be operated and what is needed, then actually this screen should be read carefully. Most of the time, farmers may not understand what's going on in this step. So the prerequisites of the operation is fulfilled, then it's easy to operate. So the appearance of the U-turn will be like this. An extra button on the right-hand side will appear. The key points of the U-turn operation actually dependent on the turning radius of the vehicle. If it is not entered, then this function will not be manageable or successful. So there are three different scenarios here. If users exits the task and enters it again without changing any parameters, the original paths will be kept because the U-turn functionality will show us automatic path planning. But on the other hand, when any of the task, boundary, or guidance line in any vehicle parameters, implement parameters is changed, then U-turn cannot be used again. On the other hand, if we stop our task in the middle, for instance, the U-turn function will remain to finish or give a chance to finish our operation as well. So that is task continuation, we can say. On the other hand, we have the implement library where we can record our implements up to 10 units. This is the task continuation screen. The dotted red line shows us where the task has been stopped previously. So that means the driver or a farmer should follow this dotted line to reach to the stopped point previously. Well, at this stage, the presentation is this, but I'm going to show you the live view right now. So in fast mode, we have the guidance line here. And you'll see all the lines created before, which is only straight and curve. We can directly filter either straight lines or curved lines, or all together here. So that means we can only create once. So that is straight line or curved line. If you want to create straight line, you have to mark the point A and drive a little bit. As a point B, if you press earlier, the system warns you it's too close to the point A. And then when it gives you permission, you can create, either you can give a name or you can create by default. So that means, as you see in manual mode, the system shows you blue colored area in manual mode. If you start in auto mode, you will see the area is gray colored. So you can also cancel recording if you are not doing any task in the field. The farmers should use this function like this. So in this function, we can mark the headlands with these flags, and also we can remove by pressing second time. So that will be creating a warning at the end of the headlands. We are approaching or closing to the end of the field. Even we can choose a single mode or multi-line mode. Also, we can change or translate, or how can I say, shift the lines to the one side, either depending on the current position of the vehicle, like this, parallel switching, shifting, or we can translate to left or right in centimeters as we decided or needed. So it's easy for everybody to use it. But on the other hand, if we go to the advanced mode, for instance, then we can select between these two again later, whenever we need it, or whenever we need to create or record our fields or tasks. So then we should create or use previously created information from fields, tasks, boundaries, and either we can use previously created guidance lines here from the fast mode, or we can create by choosing no guidance line for the advanced mode. So that means the system will then shows us similar appearance for the fast mode, but this is a little bit different. Now we have the pivot guidance line, and also we can create the boundaries as well here. So after choosing the straight line, the same thing will happen as in fast mode. So we will create our AB line. I'm not choosing right now. And the record button is the same functionality, and the start and stop or continue on the right-hand side button. So we can exit from here for the advanced and fast mode. So the second advanced function, U-turn functionality, is now it is said that you should end the task and under advanced function, U-turn functionality should be enabled to use it. And then if we start, we will see the U-turn button on the right-hand side. As I underlined the points, key points of U-turn functionality, it is shown in the screen that these are very important. So we can also have many prerequisites for that. At the beginning, it might be a little bit difficult to understand. You have to create at least one boundary and at least one straight line. U-turn functionality gives us the auto path planning, depending our chosen boundary, guidance line, turning radius, and that. Of course, there are some not working conditions, which is actually small fields, narrow fields, or irregular shapes. So that means some of the fields as big as enough, then we can use U-turn. Sometimes farmers may not use it because of these prerequisites. On the other hand, under vehicle information, we have another submenu, which is implement library. In this, we can see that by default one implement, and later we can add, edit, or delete 10 units. even in this section, we can synchronize our implements to cloud if there is previously recorded ones, all of them will be overwritten. By mistake, if it is deleted, we can also synchronize from the cloud again, as it is seen here. So when we choose any of the implements here, that means no need to create many times for the working width of vehicle. Whenever we choose an implement recorded, needed information is sent directly to system to calculate to help our steering.
Sorry, I just have one question, please.
Yes, now we are
So,
really close to the finish. Yes, I'm listening to your question.
okay, so if you have your pre-created implements and you import a previously created guidance line, you're working with, does that then automatically get changed as well, or do you just have to go and alter that again?
No, it will automatically change.
Okay, to previously created guidance lines.
Yes, let me show you the inside of this sprayer, for instance. Let's imagine that it's created. As you see, the guidance line spacing, which is the 3 meter. Now we can enter 5 meter and save it. Then that means you will see the working width will be 5 meter again. So once you enter your equipments, it will be always used by the system. No need to change or measure anything later on.
100%, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, up to now, I think it's very clear between fast and advanced mode. Is there any other question here? The rest is very alike between two modes. The parameter screen is the same. Implement calibration is the same, but you don't need to change anything because if you have the advanced mode, you don't need to shift or give any offset value because all are in the implement library as well here. So let's go to parameters and implement calibration. As it is seen, the -6 centimeter, that means the left offset. Oh, sorry, the right offset, I think. Yeah, okay.
Sorry,
So,
Dense,
yeah.
If you choose new implement, should we do implement calibration every time or not?
Well, actually, okay. Okay. I think there's a limitation. So we can also talk a little bit about the user manuals. I would like to tell you that we have a very detailed user manual. And all of them that I showed you is in there. So is there any other question not understood well, or do you want me to explain any function for this? Or have you have any experience in the field example that we can talk? Can you hear me?
Yes, Winter.
Okay.
Hi, this is Milos. Can you
Hi,
hear
Milos.
me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I have one question from my customers because
Yes,
they saw some functionality that has CHC nav and Trimble also, and this
Okay.
is line translation during the work.
Which we call it trim. I understood
Trimble.
your question.
Yes.
Trimming function.
No, line translation during the work.
Yes, it's the same saying actually.
Yeah, trimming.
Maybe,
Yes.
Trimming, yeah. So we will have this function in the following feature, following versions. Now our R&D team has worked on that, and we are waiting to be released near soon.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, and one more question,
Yes.
also from our customers. Is it possible to when you press start that automatically recording also is pressed? Because also others have this. You don't need to press twice on start and on recording.
Yeah.
But when you press start, automatically start recording.
Yeah, it might be possible by software coding, but you may also think that our new easy control equipment. Have you ever heard that? That's
Yes,
small buttons, physical buttons.
yes. Yeah,
Maybe it will be easier for them.
Yes.
Remote control, let's say.
Remote control, yes.
Yeah, the most of the functions can be controlled remotely, physically by the farmers. So it's so easy to open and close that function, record or not record the task during the operation, because if you want a good area metering, then sometimes we should close that function as well at the beginning or end of the field, for instance. If we are not moving, then no need to open it. Or we are not seeding, we are not spraying. At those moments, no need to record it, actually. But I think our colleagues also noted this demand.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is there another thing from other participants? Do you think that, let me ask you one question. Do you think that our customers can use it easily, these functions, in fast or in advanced mode? Is it complex or easy? Emil, what do you think? Emil is here. Yes, Emil is here. Can you hear me, Emil? How about you, Miloš, again? What do you
Yes,
think about the functions? Is it easy to understand?
well, from my experience and from experience from my customers, it's really easy to understand because a lot of them already used on
We lost your voice.
only navigation system, and it's almost the same. It's really, let's say, friendly to use
Okay, very well.
this navigation. We are only selling advanced mode because we did some research on our market, and the advanced mode is what they need actually, because all of them need this task continuation and field information system and boundaries and everything. So we are selling only advanced mode. So
Yeah. In my opinion, having the advanced mode should be important, but at that point, even they have the fast mode, they don't need to always use advanced mode. They can also use fast mode for the faster operations. Just create a beeline and do the task. Sometimes it may be useful for even the farmers having the advanced code. So that means they can use both. Okay, what the others are thinking about the easiness of fast and advanced mode? Is there any complexity?
Emil, do you have any question? Emil.
Is Emil here? Yes. Emil, can you hear us? I think he's on the road, really.
Yeah. No. I'm online. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, perfect. Dinçer, mainly I have a questions regarding the GIS system, sharing accounts, mapping, things like that, like farm management related. How much can you tell us about this? How
Okay,
to share
thank you
between
for,
accounts,
okay,
things
thank
like
you
that.
remembering me. This is the,
This is very important.
yes, very important. Actually,
Yeah.
This is the point. Actually, we have in both versions, which is we call data transfer under auxiliary function in both mode. You see, if you see my screen again, under
Yeah, I can
settings,
see
we
everything.
have auxiliary functions and data transfer feature here.
Right.
So both modes are having that feature as well. So that means we can directly send to our systems via internet, or we can use any USB drive, pen drive, to transfer the lines, and even from the most of the system out of our brand, we can transfer those their formats to our system. So that means we will also improving our translation, the format translation. Most of them is still ongoing. So we will always sell this feature to any customer, and we can tell them we can save your boundaries guidance line, we can use in our system.
Okay.
Thank you for the question. It's a good question. So even you can see the easy control here. It's a Bluetooth device. When you will see even for the fast mode, or any farmer will use that device in the fast mode as well. So, is there anything?
Maybe you can tell to us and to our dealers about maybe future changing in the software, hardware, what's planned, for example, what we can expect,
Well,
what's 100%,
it's really dependent on the R&D team tasks. They will announce or release the first documents about that because we need some testing phase. So for the time being, it might not be helpful for us, but many of the customers are asking for the contour of the boundary, for instance, and the implement size may be fulfilling the whole area because it's fixed for the timing. It's a small bug, let's say. Not all of them, but some of them are asking. And there are many other things actually, like trimming, as Milos asked, online or while driving, shifting the lines, for instance. And even we have actually changing the AB lines, many AB lines. So we can create too many AB lines at the same time, but we have to convert or we have to choose it from the advanced guidance lines one by one, but they may want to use it on the screen directly shifting. So actually, that's why we are improving our system with these features. Most of the well-known or needed ones, depending on a schedule. So if you see any useful, helpful features on the field, please do not hesitate to share with us in directly FA team or sales team. We will direct the feedback to R&D team to put them in a schedule to improve for the later versions. It's so important for us. Even you may listen to your farmers about any feature they may need. Okay, those time, because you already know that we are in harvesting season and some of the dealers has already sold the system to a harvester, and we installed many harvesters, and harvesting a vehicle type as a harvester has started to be improved right now. The tractor is very well improved. That's why we are also focusing on the harvesting screens.
For the easier use of the interface, can we use for the harvester right now the tractor mode, for example, so that we have the icon of the tractor on the functionalities of the tractor, but use it in the harvester mode? Will it? Yeah. Will it
for
work
the time being?
well?
For the time being, the only
It's
thing
easy,
we can do here is to clear the storage.
Okay.
As you may see on my screen, that lively, you can directly go to the storage and server can auto steer system, and you can choose clear storage here, and then the system will put you to the beginning. Then you will create your vehicle type as harvester or another thing. The other force, actually, if not a tractor, for instance.
Okay.
So, but some other farmers or dealers has already asked that question, that we need to change this one very easily. This should be done actually. It's in the improvement phase as well.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm good, thank you.
I think Fabian is here. Can you hear us?
Yes, Dincer, teacher.
Yes, Dincer is okay.
it's very easy, the information and very useful for us. Thank you so much, teacher.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Do you think that it's easy system for us dealers and farmers at the same time?
Yes, for sure. This is very easy. The both modes are very easy for dealers and the end customers. Teacher, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Fabian. Andre, do you want to join us and tell a little about the system? If you hear us. Okay. Lucas, how about you? What do you think?
Hello. I think this system is very easy, but I have a question, more important question.
Yes.
When we can use ISOBUS, this is very important.
Yeah. Well, the time, from my point of view, I really don't know for the time being, but it's better to ask to R&D team via sales team. Judy or Nancy is here, or Emil. Can you answer this question, or Winnie? Sheldon, do you know?
Sorry, what is the question again? Yes, we can hear to.
What is the release? What is the release date of ISOBUS?
Okay, the current situation is that our ISOBUS team is really trying hard for the testing of all the implements. As you know that the kits is manufactured in China and we don't have many implements in China. That's the issue. So now our team is like traveling all over the world to test with different implements such as Horsch, Quinn, and other things. And I think for American, we will launch TC first. And now it's like our software team is really busy with like update all the ISOBUS software. And maybe in this year, Q3, Q4, we will start to run some tests with our dealers if you wish to help. And if we think the test is stable and our ISOBUS function is fully ready, we will do the official release after. But don't worry, we are like for this year, we are putting a lot of efforts and we're working hard on this. So, but on the other hand, we hope this function is to help you, because if the function is not stable, it will like, it might cause more problem later. So, and just trust us, and we are pushing hard for this issue as well. So just wait for the good news. I'm also looking forward to it. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So that means actually we are ready for the hardware side, and we are waiting for the to be mature on the software side within a short period of time, as I understand.
Can I just
sorry,
jump?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Just one question. When you're talking about TC, like task controller, then will it include your rate control and your section control then as well? Sorry.
The section control might be different. So from my part, I know that the TC might come first. Let me double confirm. Just a while,
because just to my understanding, yeah, because when you run a TC, it's literally you have the whole interface of set implement, given it's now Horsch or Amazon Silky or whatever. Yes.
You are fully correct.
Okay.
You are fully correct.
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me. And I just double check. It's not TC, it's VT first. So VT will come first, and TC is the next.
But VT is
I'm
also,
so sorry.
but
Yes.
VT is at least a good start. Yeah.
Yes. So I will just write down. So it's like VT first. Yes.
100%. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Who is the second?
Me. I have just one information for all the dealers. This is from my point of view. It doesn't mean that I'm right, but don't push so much this ISOBUS subject because from the dealer point of view, ISOBUS is only the problem maker from my point of view. Yes, because they will call you whenever they have a problem, also with attachment, not just with the device. You know, and it doesn't mean that the device is not working properly. Maybe the attachment is not working properly, but they will call you no matter what. So from my point of view, I'm privately have a Trimble device for now 4 years, and it has ISOBUS, but this ISOBUS is not even in Trimble, but Trimble is top-notch product. Even in Trimble, this ISOBUS is not working properly, and they don't have a complete solution for this ISOBUS. So don't push this ISOBUS subject too much towards your customers. Yes, it is in plan, it will be available, but don't push it too much because it will cause us trouble in the future.
Yeah. Thank you. It's a good point.
This is just my opinion. It doesn't mean that I'm right, but this is just my opinion.
Well, at least we have to be ready when the market is ready, actually. So the fulfillment of the requirements or needs for the farmers is okay, but it may not be logical at the time being to sell or to talk a little much on the ISOBUS, because as you said, all of the brands are not ready for the system. Even it's not feasible for the farmers to buy such systems. Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah, it is true. And also, it's like when we visit some dealers, they said that, oh, FJD have this, and maybe CHD or others have the others. So we also want to have this to increase our competitiveness in the market. So that's why this year we are working so hard on this. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dinchers. Thank you, dealers. Yes.
Okay.
Just to answer the question, not to write, Trimble supports ISOBUS, but it's not working properly with all the attachments. This is the problem, you know.
So ISOBUS standards are not all of them ready. Because of that, we are talking mainly about the virtual terminal of ISOBUS. Be a part of ISOBUS. We can share our screen with their ECUs of the equipment, so we can only click some of the buttons of the equipments, not using their own terminals. So it will be the logic of the ISOBUS of today's. So, but the ISOBUS is a huge subject. The task control or section control is something different. Okay, the technology improving itself, so we will be there in the right time.
Can I add a comment here?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So my biggest concern in Denmark regarding ISOBUS is that we are lagging behind FJ Dynamics in releasing the capability of using ISOBUS for our screens. So that is a very big concern for me and my partners, that we are not in line with the FJ Dynamics. So when FJ Dynamics release ISOBUS, I think it's very important that Sverwerken is also ready to release ISOBUS in the same version.
Yep, that is another good point. So we are taking our notes, and I'm sure that my colleagues will push our teams, and we will be serving you better at that time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. So there are different markets, so we have to take care. So not always all the countries are in the same situation. So we all know that. That's why we have to be ready and start with the testing in their fields. So it will be good for all of us in the following days. Okay, is there anyone who can share their ideas about do you think that is it easy to tell a customer or a farmer to make them convinced to use advanced mode or fast mode? What are your experiences, actually, one or two guys here?
I think everyone seems to prefer the advanced mode, just based on going up against CNH, Trimble, AGCO, and obviously, you know, the Green Star, because their systems are standard with that. Everyone I've spoken to or has asked for a quote. They've always asked for advanced mode. I was going to suggest that in the UK, we possibly try an experiment where the entire package is marketed rather than adding parts on. So say it would come standard with easy control, camera, the advanced mode, and market it as an entire, you know, package. Obviously, we're having the past experience of selling CHC nav. That came with, say, advanced mode as standard, U-turn as standard, and the advanced mode. Everything was it was a complete package. They did have a basic mode, but they chose not to market that in the UK because, with the UK being quite advanced now with technology, farmers seem to always go for the full one so they can implement it with other systems into newer systems or against newer systems that they already have on the farm.
Well, in Turkey, I can tell you that our dealers are selling in basic modes as well. Because the old farmers having small fields and old tractors at the beginning, choosing this one, of course, they will have a chance to enter a code or purchase a code, and then they will have the advanced mode. So for the farmers here in Turkey, it is also helpful or fulfilling their requirements with the fast mode as well.
I'm also selling to golf courses, or I'm marketing to target golf courses. What they are obviously looking for is each green and fairway to be plotted as a field. And that's the one thing they're asking for is, can I plot all 18 fairways, all 18 greens, so that we can obviously implement all our equipment into that, especially for spraying and fertilizer. So that's the one thing, you know, say to them, it's got fast mode or it's got advanced. What do each do? And every single one of them is saying, you know, we would prefer the advanced mode. And again, that is just down to the fact that everyone now is trying to be more efficient, more environmentally friendly. And you know, obviously, with golf courses, say on football clubs being so interacted with the general public, they want to make sure that they're saying, yes, we are being as environmentally friendly as we can because we're being more accurate with our work. Again, it's just the feedback I'm getting from potential clients.
Oh yeah, understood. Thank you for your feedback. And Stephen?
I think the one thing that could, I think I've asked this question before, but I do think it can be implemented as the U-turn. People are looking at the obviously graph and the it shows you how the U-turn works. What people are saying is, with that, what they're concerned about is the amount of compaction because of the amount of times the tractor would turn on the headland just because of the pattern. What people are asking is there any plan to make, so you're going every second or third pass basically in a circle. What people are concerned about is the amount of times you're actually compacting the same part of the headland, and they're asking if there is any plan to actually turn at the end and come back up the next line rather than the second or third line. I do understand what they're saying because I have tried it myself, and I'm finding that where you maybe only want to pass the headland, say 3 times on your outside, you maybe only want to pass one more time coming up and down. The CHC nav at the moment has that option of it will turn in a teardrop pattern. So it will come up line 1, it will make a teardrop turn to give a wide turn, and it will come back up line 2, 3 and 4 and so on. Again, people are saying, you know, obviously they have to, the emphasis on now looking after the land and the environmental standpoint, that's the one thing they're asking is, that looks to me like there are too many turns on the headland, compacting the headland. Would this be something that they would take on board and turn, say if you make it in a teardrop turn, it gives you enough room to turn and come back up the next line rather than the third or fourth.
Yeah, I understood what you mean. Actually, happy news for you is that I'm very sure that I know that we have nearly finished our next lane entry, the guidance line, I mean, for the bulb shape or fishtail shape. But the both are will be available, I think, in the very near future for you under the advanced mode as well. That is at the end of the headland or at the end of the field. The tractor, any vehicle will having the auto steer kits, having South American. So making a drawing like a bulb shape or the fishtail shape, moving back and forth. So it will enter to the next lane.
Yeah.
We will be ready for that.
Okay, that's great.
Thank you.
Can you repeat again, when was the future update ready?
Well, the Steven has stated that the U-turn functionality has only one turning shape. So that is for instance, starting from the first lane and going to the fourth or fifth lane and coming back to the second and sixth lane goes like this. So now we will be ready for the next lane entry with any other functions. So we are still waiting to be announced. The first one is the bulb shape entry. Like Trimble, the tractor will move at the end of the field to the left, for instance, or right, depending on this direction. So it will move to the left, for instance, and then make a circle, and then it will come back to the second lane, not going to the later lanes. The same thing will happen with the fishtail movements, but that point will have a backward movement as well on the headland area. It's liking something like this. So that means we will enter the next lane by these two guidance lines, not in U-turn shape section.
That sounds good.
Exactly. Yes. For the last 5 minutes, is there any other things you would like to mention or anything, any question you would like to ask?
Is there a list available for the steering wheel bosses, so that you could specifically ask for a certain one for a certain tractor. Obviously, the two demo units that I have, when they came with the 7 most popular steering bosses, they actually had different ones. So if a client has two specific tractors that he has, if we were to have a list with us, we could actually say we need number 50 and number 35 included in that kit of 7. So is there a list of all of the numbered steering bosses available?
You mean the spline sleeves, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, we have, I think, 99% of the splines in the market, but it's not easy to put in an accessory box. That's why, especially for delivery or transportation, it's nonsense. So it's easy to ask if in your territory that type of brands or the models are not rare or much, you can order more in your stock, apart from the default box, accessory box, or you may ask your sales guy to include in the box as well. So we have everything, I think.
Yeah. So if there was a list available, you know, you could make sure that the specific ones that the customer has, you could actually, when you put your order in, you could actually say we need, you know, a specific number. I just wondered if there was a list available of all those spline steering wheel splines.
Well, actually, you know, the splines are very spline information is very secret ones. Actually, just we are asking by giving them the dimensions, so we don't announce or send a list of the system giving you all the information, because this is know-how. For the time being, we cannot share directly all of the list, so you should ask to the team for the specific cases.
Right, okay. I had a list with, when I sold the CHC nav, they provide a list and you choose which numbers, you know, and they send that specifically with each order.
Yeah, you may take a look at back and review your installations, and you may tell that the potentially you need that specific spline, then you may add it or put them in your boxes. I think the sales team will help you on that, or Shaiki.
Okay.
Vince, I have a small question. If we finished on the last topic here with the splines.
Yes, Eric.
Me and my partners have sold around 100 units, and that has been great. Until now, we have solved nearly all support issues, being for the 100 units. We have one major issue, and we have talked about this many times, is that we cannot change from a tractor to harvester easy. For doing so, we need to completely reinstall the terminal or reset the terminal, and then all fields, AB lines, and things will be gone. And that is a big issue for us right now, because many Danish farmers are changing to harvesters at the moment.
Yes, we are feedback for that. By the way, we have less than a minute to.
Eric?
Yeah,
I think, yeah, you can be one of the case. Yes.
Yeah. I think Dinsa, I don't know if Dinsa is here.
Yeah, if Dinsa is not Dinsa, are you here?
Can you hear me again?
Yes, Dinsa.
Yes.
Thank
Hello
you.
again.
We can hear you.
And thank you for
Hello.
waiting. So, okay. What issues have you thought when I'm not there?
Only commenting on Sheldon's Mercedes.
Okay.
So the last question, we didn't hear anything more than we have the issue with the harvester tractor problem. What do you think about that, Dinter?
Well, Eric, actually the harvester is just a new season, you know, from the last year to up to now, we have mainly focused on the tractors, and that's why we have improved our system on that way. So we have actually installed maybe very less amount of harvesters, but we have seen that there's a lot issue to be done for the harvesters, as you stated. Then we started to feedback the real issues about the harvester screens and the functions. So even we just started about that. So it will be very helpful to feedback on that, especially for your example or in the field, your what is that? Experience is so important for us to improve. That one is faster.
Yeah, but right now, the only issue is that it's too difficult for farmers to change from tractor to harvester.
I got that point actually. We are talking about large scale for the harvesters, not the 1 point. But you're right. We already feedback that issue, even between the vehicles, to choose one from the other and not losing the AB lines or borders, whatever.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, so we really look forward to that update. That will be very
actually, it's really dependent, not only itself, it's really dependent on the vehicle library, you know?
Yeah, there going to be vehicle library.
Yeah. So even that function will be available in the near future, the vehicle library.
And the vehicle library is already available.
Yeah, it will be announced depending on a schedule, because they are testing. Most of the design and the function has been finished, but we, of course, R&D team and the sales team and FAE team will use it, and then they will announce it. I don't give you an exact time on this, but I know that we will have the vehicle library in the following versions, and it will be very soon, actually.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
You're welcome. So it's better to hear such kind of needs actually from the fields to improve our systems as soon as possible to be stable and very competitive to the other brands or other opponents, let's say.
Thank you, Dincher, for the meeting. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have more questions?
Something to share from. Okay, I have something to share because I think it was not spoken. That's something that many were waiting for, the extensions. We're gonna have extensions, so there will be no issue with the bigger tractors or when we need them for harvesters. We're gonna have very soon extensions.
You mean especially for the angle sensor extension cable?
No, for the main parts, for those wires coming out from the monitor, we're gonna have them, the extensions. It's already in production, just testing, and we're gonna have extensions for so will be very, very useful for dealers.
Yes, you're right.
No more issues with that.
Yes, you're right. So if there's not any more questions,
thank you, Dincher. I would like to bring up something, before you are going to end. So thanks for all the dealers joining us today. And if you have any feedback or like which functions you would like us to provide more online training, please tell us. And we're also going to plan some kind of dealer sharing. So it's going to help the dealer in other regions to learn from the successful dealers and from this business and from Sverwerken. So we are planning and just provide more feedbacks as well as for the product side. I also heard the functions about the harvesters. We are working right now because I think we need to improve on the harvester mode for sure. And thank you, Dincher. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us today and giving valuable feedbacks, and take care, all of you.
Take care.
Thank you, Dinçer.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.